Kishimojin is a divine spirit berserker class servant. Unlike most divine servants, she is fully fledged, which normally cannot happen, but due to the fusion of her with a Chinese bird monster called the Kokakucho, she's able to manifest with all her power. This fusion has had some effects on her spirit origin, and thus is involved in the way that she is written in this story, as well as giving her this bird-like appearance. So in the story, she was seen luring children into isolated areas so that she could take them away with her to a safe place. While her calls seem like they could only be heard by the intended targets, they could also be heard by servants and masters, as seen with Iori and Saber. When they hear her call, they chase after the voice and find this astral projection of her, looking around, quickly fading away, not yielding any results this time. Iori and Saber talk to Dayu, get information that they can about the missing children, as well as these bird monsters. As the scene goes on, we do see that said bird is actually listening in to their conversation. Now, through this story, she is very powerful because she is taking over the ley lines of Edo, making her practically invincible, which also limits the amount of magical energy a servant has, making them weaker, and if she's left to continue on her plan, she could potentially destroy Edo in the process. The combination of the missing kids, the bird demons, the ley lines being taken over, and Yui's current condition bring all the competitors together as a single unit, which we would not see in the main story itself. Now, speaking of Yui Shosetsu, she has become more childlike due to ley lines being interfered with Kishimojin turning her into one of the children that she wants to save. Now, sometime before the story started, we have Rogue Rider Xiao Yun, who was summoned with his liege Liu Shan, who was taken by Kishimojin when Rider wasn't looking, and thus he goes around looking for her or anyone who might have taken Liu Shan, with the situation not boding well for any of the master or servant pairs. They all come together and plan a way to weaken and slay the Kokakucho, thinking it will fix this whole issue, thinking there's only one to deal with. In truth, there are many of them, and it's only after defeating the second one, a third one would appear. This one would be Berserker, who would appear to take custody of Yui. She is so strong at this point that the combined efforts of multiple servants could stand no challenge to her, and because Yui is being protected, Kishimojin decides to just leave and go to her base of operations and invites Yui to go there. As they reach their destination, the other masters split up to weaken the ley lines to give Iori, Saber, and Rogue Rider a chance to deal with Kishimojin. During their fight, Rogue Rider senses Liu Shan inside of her. The battle continues, and after a long fought battle, he is able to free Liu Shan, who was summoned as a baby, allowing him to safely fade away. Meanwhile, the once raging mother has now been quelled. That is when Yui decides to go up to her, acknowledging and accepting Kishimojin to understand the Berserker. Yui and her have a connection, with the two of them seeing the world being unfair and dangerous for their intended targets, and thus they both strive to bring their idea of salvation to others, and thus Yui becomes her anchor to this world. Elsewhere, we see Jean, who is praying for souls of the dead children, and Dayu walks in, seeing this, happy that someone is willing to. That's when Shaemon comes in and calls both of them sentimental fools, offering up his own pessimistic point of view, but Dayu, taking this in stride, still looks forward to the potential of a bright future. It is after you complete the story that a digression is unlocked for Kishimojin. This shows us Yui still in her child form, looking for Kishimojin to turn back. That's when monsters appear, and Kishimojin responds to that, protecting her child from this threat, and after the battle is concluded, she decides to take Yui away to what she believes is a safe place. The two have a discussion where Yui finally decides to tell Berserker that while she accepts her motherly affection, that eventually every child has to go out on their own and leave the nest. And while this is hard for Berserker, she decides to accept her child's wishes, allowing Yui to revert back to her normal state. This leaves her with no anchor to the world and nothing to care for as a mother, but she decides to join Iori and Saber, deciding to share some of that motherly love with him, using him as her anchor, and also as a way for her to have more chances to see Yui once more. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I have a Yui and Rider video if you're interested in seeing that, and the playlist with other Samurai Remnant characters.